Good morning, sir. My name is Savita Yadav. My roll number is 205032, and I am going to present on the topic graph theory. So, starting with the basic introduction, we have to know what is graph theory. So, in the domain of mathematics and computer science, graph theory is the study of graphs that concerns with the relationship among edges and vertices. It is a popular subject having its applications in computer science, information technology, bioscience, mathematics, to name a few. Without further ado, let us start with the defining graph. So first of all, we have to know what is graph. So a graph is a pictorial representation of a set of objects where some pairs of objects are connected by links. The interconnected objects are represented by points termed as vertices, and the links that connect the vertices are called edges. So formally a graph is a pair of sets v comma e, where v is the set of vertices and e is the set of edges connecting the pair of vertices. So take a look at the following graph. Here in this graph, v is equal to, that is the vertices, which is equal to a, b, c, d and e, whereas e, which are, we know that edges, we, that is a, b, a, c, b, d, c, d and d, e. Now, what are the fundamentals of graph theory? So, first of all, explaining with the point, a point is a particular position in a dimensional, two-dimensional or three-dimensional space. For better understanding, a point can be denoted by alphabet. It can be represented also with a dot. So, here it is example. Here a dot is point named A. And what is line? A line is a connection between two points. It can be represented with a solid line. So here in this graph we see that A and B are the points. The link between these two points is called a line. Now what is vertex? A vertex is a point where multiple lines meet. It is called node. Similar to a point, a vertex is also denoted by alphabet. So here in this example, here the vertex is named with the alphabet A. Now what is edge? An edge is a mathematical term for the line that connects two vertices. Many edges can be formed from a single vertex. So without a vertex, an edge cannot be formed. There must be a starting vertex and an ending vertex of an edge. So here is example. Here A and B are the two vertices and the link between them is called edge. Now what is graph? A graph G is defined as G, which we actually studying in starting slides, that is G is equal to v comma e, where v is the set of all vertices and e is the set of all the edges in the graph. So here is the example of the graph is shown a, b, c, d. Now what is loop? So in a graph, if an edge is drawn from a vertex to itself, it is called loop. So here is in the above graph, v is the vertex for which it has edge v comma v forming a loop. Now here also is the second example. So in this graph there are two loops which are formed at the vertex A and the vertex B. Now what is the degree of a vertex? So it is the number of vertices adjacent to a vertex V. It is denoted by degree V. That is, this is its notation. So in a simple graph with n number of vertices, the degree of any vertices is equal to degree V is less than equal to n minus 1 for all V belongs to G. So a vertex can form an edge with all the vertices except the itself. So the degree of the vertex will be up to the number of vertices in the graph minus 1. So this 1 is for the self vertex, as it cannot be for loop by itself. If there is a loop at any of the vertices, then it is not a simple graph. So the degree of the vertex can be considered in two cases of graphs. First, that is undirected graph. Second is directed graph. So starting with the undirected graph, a degree of vertex in an undirected graph. So an undirected graph has no directed edges, which the name itself says. So consider the following examples. Take a look at the following graph. Here we see that it is a triangle ABD and one line attached. So in the above undirected graph, we see that degree of A is equal to 2, as there are two edges meeting at a vertex A, and degree of B, that is 3. So as we see in this graph that there are three edges meeting at a vertex B. Here degree C is 1. So here, as there is one edge formed at vertex C, so if there is one edge formed at any vertex, so it is called pendant vertex. So here C is pendant vertex. Now degree D is 2, as there is two edges meeting at the vertex D. Degree E is equal to 0. Here we see that as there are 0 edges formed at vertex C. So is isolated vertex. So any vertex which is having a degree 0 is called an isolated vertex. Now degree of a vertex in a director graph. So in a director graph, each vertex has an in degree and out degree. So what is in degree of a graph? In degree of a vertex V is the number of edges which are coming into the vertex V. It is denoted by degree V minus V. So what is out degree of a graph? Actually basically the out degree of a vertex V is the number of edges which are going out from the vertex V. It is denoted by degree plus V. So take a look at the following director graph. Vertex A has an edge AE going outwards from vertex A, hence it is out degree is 1. Similarly the graph has an edge BA coming towards vertexes, hence the in degree of A is 1. Now here we see that the in degree and the out degree of other vertices are shown also in this figure. So here we see that if the vertex is A, then its in degree is 1 and out degree is also 1. If the vertex is B, then its in degree is 0 and out degree is 2. If the vertex is C, then its in degree is 2 and out degree is 0. Similarly, if the vertex is D, its in degree is 1 and also the out degree is same. Similarly, same happens in vertex C. Now what are the basic properties of the graph theory? So we know that graphs come with various properties which are used for characterization of graphs depending upon their structures. So these properties are defined in specific terms pertaining to the domain of the graph theory. So in this slide we will discuss a few basic properties that are common in all the graphs. First, the distance between the two vertices. So it is the number of edges in the shortest part between the vertex U and the vertex V. If there is a multiple path connecting two vertices, then the shortest path is considered as the distance between the two vertices. It is denoted by du, v. So there can be any number of paths present from a vertex to the other. So among those you need to choose only the shortest one. So here take a look at the following graph as the example. So here in this graph we see that the distance from vertex D to the vertex C or simply DE is 1, as there is one edge between them. There are many paths from vertex D to vertex C. There are DA, AB, BE, DF, FG, GE, DE, DF, FC, CA, ABE, also many others. Now what is eccentricity of a vertex? So the maximum distance between the vertex to all the vertices is considered as the eccentricity of a vertex. Now radius of the connected graph. So the minimum eccentricity from all the vertices is considered as the radius of the graph G. The minimum among all the maximum distances between a vertex to all the other vertices is connected as the radius of the graph. So it is denoted as RG. Here R is the radius of the connected graph. So from all the eccentricities of the vertex in the graph, the radius of the connected graph is the minimum of all the eccentricities. So in this graph we see that the radius of G is equal to which is the minimum eccentricity of the D. Now what is the central point? So if the eccentricity of the graph is equal to its radius, then it is known as central point of the graph. It is denoted by RV, which is equal to EV. So V is the central point of the graph. Here is the example in this graph. In the graph D is the central point of the graph. So radius is 2, then the central point is also 2. Now what is center? The set of all central points of G is called the center of the graph. So in this graph we see that D is the center of the graph. Now what is circumference? The number of edges in the longest cycle of G is called the circumference of the G. So here is the example. So the circumference is 6, which we derived from the longest cycle ACFGEBA or ACFDEBA. What is girth? The number of edges in the shorter cycle of the G is called girth. It is denoted by GG. In the example graph, the girth of the graph is 4, which we derived from the shorter cycle ACFDA or DFGED or ABEDA. Now what are the types of graphs? So there are various types of graphs depending upon the number of vertices, number of edges, interconnectivity and the overall structure. We will discuss only certain few important types of graphs in this slide. So first one is null graphs. So here the name itself shows that the graph having no edges is called null graph. So here is the example A, B, C. These are the vertices, but there are no edges among them, hence it is called null graph. Now what is trivial graph? A graph with only one vertex is called a trivial graph. So in this graph there is only one vertex with no other edges, hence it is a trivial graph. And now what is non-directed graphs? Our non-directed graph contains edges, but the edges are not directed ones. So here is the example. So in this graph, A, B, C, D, E, F, G are the vertices, and A, B, B, C, C, D, D, E, A, G, G, F, E, F are the edges of the graph, which we clearly shown in this graph. Since it is a non-directed graph, the edges AB and BA are same. Similarly, other edges are also considered in the same way. Now what is a directed graph? In the directed graph, each edge has the same direction. So in this example, we have seen that there are 7 vertices A, B, C, D, E, F and G, and the 8 edges A, B, C, D, D, C, A, D, E, C, F, E, G, F and G, A. So as it is a directed graph, each edge bears an arrow mark that shows its direction. Now that is, in the directed graph, AB is different from a BA because both the directions are different. Now what is simple graph? A graph with no loops and no parallel edges is called simple graph. So here the maximum number of edges possible in a single graph with n vertices is nc2, where nc2 is n minus 1 divided by 2. So the number of simple graphs possible with n vertices is 2nc2. So here is an example. In the following graph, there are 3 vertices with 3 edges, which we seen in this graph. So which is maximum excluding the parallel edges and loops. So this can be proved by using the above formula. So here in this we see that the number of edges with n equal to 3 vertices. Here we see that there are 3 vertices. So by the formula nc2 we solve the value, so we get 3 edges. So the maximum number of simple graph with n3 vertices are 8, which we get 2nc2. So here these are 8 graphs shown below, which are the graphs of the a single graph which are having the 3 vertices and 3 edges. Now what is connected graph? A graph G is said to be connected if there exists a path between every pair of vertices. There should be at least one edge for every vertex in the graph, so that we can say that it is connected to some other vertex at the other side of the edge. So here is an example. In the following graph, each vertex has its own edge connected to the other edge. Hence, it is a connected graph. And similarly, disconnected graph is if it does not contain at least 2 connected vertices. Now what is cycle graph? So here name itself shows a simple graph with n vertices having n is greater than equal to 3 and n is edges is called cycle graph if its all edges form a cycle of a length n. So if the degree of each vertex in a graph is 2, then it is called a cycle graph. So here take a look at the example. So here there are 3 graphs. Graph 1 has, here this is the graph 1, has 3 vertices with 3 edges, which is forming a AB, BC, CA. Graph second has 4 vertices with 4 edges having a PQ, QS, SR, RP. So graph 3 has 5 vertices with 5 edges having IK, KM, ML, LG and GI. So now what is cyclic graph? So graph with at least one cycle is called cyclic graph. So here is example. In this graph we have 2 cycles AB, BC, CD, DA, and also here CF, FG, GE and EC. So hence it is called a cyclic graph. Now what is acyclic graph? A graph with no cycles is called an acyclic graph. Here we see that AB, BC, CD, but here A and D are not attached though, so it is acyclic group. So here we also said that here it is CE, EG and GA, but it's not connected to C, that is it is acyclic graph. Now what are the applications of graph theory? So graph theory has its application in diverse field of engineering, electric engineering. So the concept of graph theory is used extensively in designing circuit connections. So the type of organization of connections are named as topologies. Some examples of topologies are star topology, bridge topology, series topology, parallel topologies. It is also in use computer science. So graph theory is used for the study of algorithms. It is also used in computer networks. So the relationship among the interconnected computers in the network follows the principle of graph theory. In science, so the molecular structure and the chemical structure of substance like DNA, structure of an organism, etc. are represented by graphs. In linguistics, the parsing tree of a language and the grammar of a language uses graphs. In general, routes between the cities can be represented using graphs. Depicting hierarchical order information such as family tree can be used as a special type of graph called tree. Now here it is the end of the graph theory. Thank you, sir.